SIR has been the main epicenter of all talking points in West Bengal since last couple of months. And to discuss more on that, especially after the first draft of the SIR is out in West Bengal, I'm being joined exclusively by the special rule observer appointed for West Bengal, Shri Subrata Gupta. Mr. Gupta, thank you for talking to India Today. Sir, you've been associated with this exercise for quite some time now. What are the key takeaways you think from this exercise?
I think one of the main objectives of this exercise was to ensure a faultless electoral roll. As you know, the draft roll was published yesterday. And as per reports so far received, I think there is no major complaint anywhere. There are sporadic reports of some errors, some spelling errors in names. One or two voters may have been left out here and there and wrong classification. But overall, I think the quality of the work has been satisfactory. And this roll, as it stands now, stands to become more and more accurate as we go into the hearing stage, which is going to start from next week.
So hearing stage remains to be a humongous task, both for the Election Commission and also for the people who will be coming in. So how do you plan to execute? Because there are many people, many logistics involved into it. How do you plan to execute that properly?
See, right now, the main issue is that we have about 30 lakh, electors who are not mapped with the 2002 roll. So they will all be invited for hearing. And in addition to that, a certain number of people from that, the logical discrepancies, which number about 1.36 crore, of them, some are detected to be genuine errors. They will probably not be called for hearing, but some others will have to probably provide documents to prove their credentials. They will be called for a hearing. So this is actually a mammoth task, but we are also preparing for it. Right now, we have about 3,300 EROs and AEROs. We have about 40 days of hearing time. So I think we should be able to complete the task. And we are going to locate the hearing venues in a manner which will cause minimum disruption to the common voter so that they can easily approach the hearing venue.
So there is a little confusion amongst people that we interacted in last 24 hours that the roll had approximately 58 lakh 20,000 odd names. But later on it was also told that 1,36,000, as you said, might be called in for further scrutiny. So still people are in a dilemma that if their names are not in the 58 lakh list of the draft roll, but will they be called? How will they get to know? Means what is the basic difference between 58 lakh and 1,36,000?
No, I think the figures are like this, that 58 lakhs have been identified to be absentee, dead, shifted voters, ASDD, duplicate. So their name appears more than once in different parts of the country or different parts of the state. So these 58 lakh voters, this list has already been published in each polling station. The copies have also been provided to the recognized political parties. These people, these names, these names are of those people who are not appearing in the draft roll. So question of their, their appearing for hearing does not arise unless some of them apply for inclusion. Like, let's say somebody is marked as absentee because he was not found in the address, but he is not actually an absentee in the sense that he has come back or he normally resides in a particular place. He can apply in Form 6 and, apply for inclusion in the roll, in which case he will be called for a hearing. Apart from this, there are 30 lakh people who are there in the 2025 roll published on 27th October of this year, but whose linkage with the 2002 roll has not been established. So they will be provided an opportunity of, providing their documents, etc., so that their name could be considered for inclusion. So that's about 30 lakhs. Apart from these two categories, there is 1.36 crore, not lakh, 1.36 crore, entries where there are certain logical discrepancies. As I mentioned earlier, these logical discrepancies are also because of data errors, data conversion errors, errors in entry of data by the BLOs, etc., various reasons. So these minor issues where there are errors which are very clearly just errors, they will be taken care of. They will be corrected, and they will not be called for a hearing. We are awaiting the instructions of the Commission on this, on which categories to be called and which categories are not to be called. We have, of course, our district election officers have already carried out a significant exercise in the field, and they have gone around. The BLOs have gone around the residences of these people or called them on phone, tried to ascertain. They have noted down the issues involved. So I think that we will be in a position really to very expeditiously dispose of these cases as well.
Sir, when we talk about Bengal, we cannot isolate politics. There were a lot being said by different political parties regarding the exercise. Overall, the allegations that came in the primary stage that there could be this much crore names left out. Some said this much crore could be the amount. So finally, the names which have come in the first draft roll, we can say that it's a scientific process that was followed to reach to this list conclusion.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. You see, whatever figures were being bandied about by different entities initially, they were based on an assessment, the assessment which they made. But as you know that in this exercise, every household has been visited by the BLO, not once, more than once. The list has been put up, the ASDD list, the absentee, shifted, dead and duplicate voters list has been put up so that people have an opportunity of differing with the contents of that list. That list has been shared with the political party representatives at the booth level so that they can also point out errors. And on top of that, the draft roll has been published yesterday for the common public to assess, to access the draft roll either in the hard copy format in the booth or through the ECI website or the CEO's website. So the roll as such has been made accessible to everybody at every stage. So the chances of errors are that much less. So therefore, I will not comment on what different entities have commented on the number which should get. I don't think there is any such number as such. What we need to see is what is that which has been mapped and has come out from the survey.
Sir, today some so-called entities, as you say, we call it political parties, they demanded that while this hearing process will initiate in days to come, some are demanding that it should be under the purview of video recording. There should be kind of a webcasting that we see during elections so as to negate any kind of discrepancies or any kind of things happening the other way around. So have the Commission thought of anything as of now?
See, we are awaiting instructions of the Commission. The process which will be followed will be absolutely transparent. The records will be kept. The records will also be kept digitally. Now, whether a particular type of camera or a particular type of recording will be there or not, that we are awaiting the instruction of the Commission.
How different was this exercise of SIR in Bengal from the SIR that we had seen in Bihar?
I think the fundamental process was not different, but of course in Bengal the situation is slightly different. People are much more aware. Public participation not only in the exercise but also in the debate surrounding the exercise is much more. So therefore, we were always under the spotlight as to what is going on, and people were questioning every small thing. Quite a few wrong reports have also been, also come out in the social media and also in, established newspapers which have been verified and found to be not correct. So people here are much more conscious, and therefore it makes our job on the one hand more difficult, but also on the other hand it also makes people much more responsible.
And sir, the end of the interview, any particular thing that you would like to say to the people of West Bengal, because there will a lot being said, lot of informations are being contemplated upon at the moment. So what should they be doing? They should wait for the instructions of the election commissions, go by that, or what should your message be for the people of Bengal?
My first message to the people of Bengal is a very, very big thank you for your wholehearted participation in the exercise. It is because of you that we have come out with a draft roll within the time limit set for us. And I hope that all the electors have an access to the roll and they would check their individual entries. There, you will find that there may be some errors, let's say some typographical errors like spelling errors in names, etc., in the errors in age, etc. Those errors can be easily corrected through submission of Form 8 online. So electors do not need to physically come and deposit the form. They can apply online and get it corrected. I would say that it is only through scrutiny of the rolls very, very minutely by the electors that we will come up with a more accurate roll. As far as those whose names do not appear in the roll, they are concerned, my request to them, my advice to them would be to thoroughly check the roll, number one, and number two, to apply in Form 6 for inclusion if you find that your name has been left out and you are supposed to be in the roll.
Thank you so much for speaking to India Today. Well, this was Mr. Subrata Gupta, and he categorically explained that how the SIR process went on and how scientific it was. But at the same time, he also appeals to the people not to be scared, but to follow the instructions as the Election Commission brings out for them, and the due diligence would be followed, and it will be their priority that no more names which are legitimate in nature are left out from the voter list. With video journalist Tapas Sengupta, this is Tapas Sengupta for India Today in Kolkata.